Hey guys and gals, I got another one for you today. Today I'm on Salvage Yard in my Rheinmetall Panzerwagen, Tier 10 German scout tank. And I'm just going to talk about tactics on Salvage Yard. And this goes with the regular variant too. And I get it confused, it's either Miravenka or Malinovka. Nonetheless, it's the one that is created around Salvage Yard, or they use Salvage Yard to create. Alright, so generally there's a big fight in A0, and then whoever wins that, probably 75% of the team will charge down the hill, and there'll be tank destroyers in the back, or sniper, scouts and medium tanks and stuff that will get vision out as they come down the hill, and they're already beat up from the fight that they were up there from, and they will end up dying. And then what happens next is you lose. Sometimes if you win and you don't take a lot of damage up there, let's say that one team doesn't send a lot up to A0, then all those tanks just come charging down the hill, and it's a tough fight to try to knock down their damage and win. And then they essentially can win, but what I'm trying to get to, if you're a heavy tank, go to A0. Yes, Arty is a pain in the butt on this map, but you need tanks up there because when they come off that hill, they need to be damaged if you want your team to have a chance to win the game. You can go through the field on the west side of the map, but generally the field is the low ground, so they'll just set up snipers along the ridge behind their base, and they'll have a spotter out in like F1, G1, and they'll spot you and chew you apart as you make your way through there. So I get a couple tanks spotted right away. My Arty takes care of the Carnarvon, and you can see these bushes that I'm using. These are really nice bushes, especially if you have binos, and I'm not even using them properly because my tank's hanging out. But my camo is good enough where I can just spot that ridge line. And if they're heavy tanks, I'm going to spot them from here. If it's something with more camo, I'm probably not going to be able to light it up. But I'm trying to stay in a position where I'm not going to get spotted right now. This map also works the same way from the other side, so let's say if the red team on this map didn't send anything up to A0, we win A0, a lot of times our tanks will come off the hill, and they'll have snipers in like A2, D or C5, and then essentially out in the field at like F1, that all can get shots on the team as they come down the hill. And this is after generally a big fist fight up there and getting pummeled by Arty, and people are on low health, so it's not suitable for heavy tanks come driving down a hill with low hit points. And even if you're full hit points, the setup on this map, the tank destroyers usually can knock you down, pretty much kill you as soon as you come flying off that hill. Alright, you've seen me return to this bush a few times now. It's my third time, and really if you're just going to do like spotting without shooting, this is a really good bush to be in if you have good camo. You can light the whole A line, but then you can also get vision into like D5, C5 area. You can see I'm keeping that prototype lit up. And I don't want to shoot my gun because every time I've been in this bush and shot my gun, I get spotted. So it is 3-3, and we pretty much have conceded hill to them. Now I spot that T-54, and that's kind of what I was waiting for, was to get that guy lit. Hopefully Arty can shoot him, or somebody can shoot him, because I don't want him to control the middle of this map once I give it up. And I can't be there if we don't have hill. So since we're giving up hill, I have to get out of that position. Now these bushes are still okay to use until they make their full push down the hill. And you can see they've now made that push, so I can't be in these bushes any longer. But I want to try to give these guys support, and I have some sniper support in the back. This 263 is a dangerous tank. As long as he's got his armor towards him and he's got cover fire, it's really not a tank that you want to mess with. So I get my second shot in and already shuts him down. The E5 hits me, and now I'm just going to wiggle around and hopefully I can get away from these guys. They're charging down the hill after me. They want me dead, and honestly I'd feel the same way. Pretty much at this point, if they kill the scout, they lose. My team loses its vision. But unfortunately for them, I sneak away. And they have a full health E5, and you're going to see how fast his health disappears like I talked about before. So I tracked him, he fixed it. They have another E5 that's on 19 hit points. I tried to get a shot into his lower plate. It bounced off, and I believe I missed that time, or it bounced again. I can't remember. So I'm going to grab a heat shell, and I'm going to throw that into the lower plate, shut him down. Then they have a T-57 heavy with 338 hit points that comes down the hill after he watches that E5 die. So we get 2 shots into him, shut him down. And I guess I lied. This E5 that I said was full health and was going to disappear real fast stayed alive. I don't think he stayed alive because he was in a good position. I think he stayed alive because there was 2 pretty much dead tanks that came following behind him that we needed to get rid of first. As I turn to the left, I see the T-28 Proto, so I get a shot into him. Bounce another shell off the E5. My Conqueror is doing a good job fighting him. But we're pulling it back. It's 7 to 8. And their whole push off the hill is pretty much dead at this point. So their T-54 moved into like a support position for the E5, but not a position where he can truly support him. If he wanted the E5 to survive, he needed to drive along the 0 line like the E5 and the T-57 Heavy did. But I would have kept it all the way on the 0 line in that little ditch, so I wouldn't be able to get shot in the side. That's something he didn't do. He didn't want to give up his hit points to keep his E5 alive, so already shuts him down. He just stayed spotted in the same spot for too long. Now you're going to see me use these bushes again to make sure it's safe. It's 10-8. The worst thing that we could do right now is all of a sudden just go back and charge them like they charged us. Lose our tanks. So I'm going to take it slow, but I do get spotted. I am targeted. I think it's Artie that's targeting me. So I'm going to try to use these houses to shield me from the Tiger 2 and just get back into this bush and see if I can spot stuff. So I do spot up the T-28 Proto, and there's Sheridan still alive, so I still feel like if they kill me, then their Sheridan can control the vision, and since they have Artie is always the balancing tank. So I missed my shot into the prototype. I hit his track and track him. And I'm just getting frustrated because I don't feel like anybody's taking damage. And then finally my Patriot shuts down their prototype. And then their Sheridan hits me, I think, with an HE. Maybe it was a heat shell. but I can see he's on 87 hit points. He does knock me down to 393. I think he's derping, so I want to make sure I take care of him. And right as I throw my shell out, the charioteer behind me kills him. And this is going to allow me to just come in and get this tiger too. I just want to be unspotted when I do it, that way he doesn't know I'm coming. And the medium tank is in C2, so I don't have to worry about him. So you might be thinking, like, Mustard, what do I do after I take the hill if I don't come charging off the hill to finish up the game? Well, what I do is I go back to my base. Essentially, if you win the hill and push them back off of it, their field will start pushing aggressively, because if you lose one side, you generally have to take the other. And a lot of players play that way. So if you take the hill, they're going to make an aggressive push across the field, and then you can just come down to C5 and make that push and kill them. And then if you clean up the hill, you clean up the field, the only thing that's left are their tank destroyers in the back. And essentially, if you've done that, it's a lot of tanks to a little tanks, and it's just a lot easier to finish up the game that way. Alright, so I get another victory, and I get an ace tanker, throw down a patrol duty, and a Confederate medal. 4,200 damage, 4 kills, 4,200 assisted. Take top dog. That's really all I got for you guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.